Alright, Shalom, Shalom. It's your brother AHBAD from YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI, AHBAD. I'm Profitable Service, St. Petersburg, Florida. GMS Tampa Bay 12. I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahawah, Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Chakadash, the bones to my elder apostle, great millstone. Seek honor salutations to the sincere brothers pushing his word. Peace and blessings to the 1/3, and peace and blessings to the confusion and faces of the four corners of the earth. Shalom, peace and blessings be unto you all. I was doing a little research, scheming through the articles and everything today, keeping my eyes focused on prophecy. And as you can see, man, America is really losing its grip on the nations of the world. And also on top of that, you also have allies that are also coming up against the whore. All right, which America is also known as Babylon the Great in the Bible, and also known as the whore that rides on the beast, and the beast goes back to EU and NATO. All right, so nonetheless, I'm gonna pull out a few articles, pull out a few precepts, and I'm just gonna go with the spirit. So winners and losers from Iranian oil sanctions. This is from RT. Published time was April 28th. Today is the 28th, which would be Sunday. All right, and it says. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'm just going to go to a few key points, because it's talking about those who actually do business with Iran. Let's see who are those who are losing out on it and those who are not. It says 8 importers, including right here. It says 8 importers, including China, India, Greece, Italy, Taiwan, Japan, Turkey, and South Korea were allowed to keep purchasing crude from the Islamic Republic, so that a sharp decrease of the Iranian supplies didn't drive prices higher and evoke the disruption to the global oil market. Really, what this is really all about is that Esau, the so-called white man, woman, and child, Trump, or whoever may be the higher ups, they don't like the fact that Iran has a larger supply of oil than Saudi Arabia. Don't quote me on it, but I perceive that's what it is. But really, they really want to get there and to get their oil. Now, on top of that, they're also enriching uranium. Uranium could also be used as energy, but they say they're using it for nuclear weapons. Nonetheless, though, okay, here it is. So now I'm jumping down a little bit more into this article. I'm just trying to hit a few key points, and it says. While Greece, Italy, and Taiwan slashed their oil imports from Iran to zero, importers such as China, India, Japan, South Korea, and Turkey took advantage of the waivers during the first 6 months window that started last November. Now, Japan and South Korea are supposed to be allies with United States of America, but these sanctions will also hinder and hurt them as well. All right, who are supposed to be allies to United States of America? Okay. Right here it says, the experts stress that such a step could have a huge impact on energy exports by Qatar. So matter of fact, I'm sorry, Salakia. Let me start right here. If we dealt with a total embargo, Iran would have already sent Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps and blocked the Strait of Hormuz, outraging the entire Arabian Peninsula and Saudi Arabia and Qatar in particular, because America has their oil refined by Saudi Arabia. That's why America not messing with Saudi Arabia. Here it is, Venezuela has the world's reserve of oil, but here it is, they're the poorest country in the world. I just uploaded a video that indicated that 40,000 Venezuelans, all right, have died because of the U.S. sanctions that's been put on them. U.S. sanctions are also an act of war, all right? When you're cutting someone's supply or their money, or you're hindering their economy, the poor will suffer and die. All right, people don't really see that because no one put sanctions on America, so y'all don't have a problem with it. But anyways, so this is going to hinder Saudi Arabia, America's main ally with oil, all right, from getting that money. So if you do put these sanctions on us, guess what? Iran, who will be the so-called Persians, or some not so-called Iranians, would be the Persians of antiquity, so to say, all right? The Strait of Hormuz was where you basically export majority of the oil from Saudi Arabia, who are allies with America. Now let's go into America's debt. All right, this is just going to show you that they're losing a lot of money. America's crippling debt. Every man, woman, and child owes Uncle Sam $220,000. All right, this is just going to show you that America has done a lot of borrowing, and they have not paid back who they borrowed from, which is why, i.e., 9/11 happened, because they didn't want to pay Osama bin Laden back that money that they had got from him from, basically probably, it was a drug deal going bad. We fronting you all these opioids, and you don't want to give us the money, and now you're going to say we took down the Twin Tower, and now you coming for me, and you ain't found no weapons of mass destruction, right? Last time anybody ever saw a weapon of mass destruction actually being used was during the time of Nagasaki or Hiroshima. All right, so swallow that pill. It says the higher debt estimate includes corporate borrowings, consumer loans, along with debts being added by state and local governments. So majority of these debts come from what? Your government. It comes from corporations borrowing. The higher debt estimate. So the lower debt estimate is that $220,000 from you. They can care less, but they want you to still pay that. That's why you have to pay taxes so they can see how much revenue you have made. Here it is, you get paid, but before you can touch all your money, they touch your money, then give you what they want to give you. And then still say you still owe them. All right. So nonetheless, they're losing the grip on all the nations, and on top of that, the imports is what really makes America what it is today. Now let's go into this article. Russia and China enjoying best trade and economic ties ever. All right. And also, matter of fact, before I go here, through the spirit, I gotta bring this out. I have to bring this article out real quick. This is gonna actually go back to what I was talking about. EU sanctions. Bear with me real quick, brothers and sisters, all right? Right here, this is what I wanted to bring out real quick. This actually ties up with that article I just brought out. It's supposed to be from RT, but I'm just gonna basically bring this out, because going back into how America is in debt, right? Now check this out. Because the corporations been borrowing money. Now remember when Trump put those tariffs on China, right? Okay, because the China exports aluminum and steel to America. So Trump was putting he was putting them tariffs on them. You know, we taxing you. Okay, cool. We're gonna tax you too. You know, we're gonna tax you on this steel and this aluminum. So that forced Harley Davidson to do what? That forced Harley Davidson to export their workload outside of the United States of America. But now EU is putting tariffs on Harley Davidson, and that's hurting them as well. All right. U.S. President, right here, I'm going to highlight it. U.S. President Donald Trump threatened retribution on Europe Tuesdays, their own allies, all right, over tariffs that have bruised profitability at iconic U.S. motorcycle company Harley Davidson. But hold on, early in the year, you had Trump also talking about how it's so quote unquote un-American for Harley Davidson to export majority of their jobs. But hold on, it's costing them extra money, 25% on tariff for them to even get the aluminum and the metal for them to make the Harley Davidsons. So they said, well, the hell with you. Right here, this is what Trump said. He previously lashed out at 116-year-old company after they announced plans last summer to shift some U.S. manufacturing overseas as a way to circumvent the EU tariffs, okay, which were imposed on key American goods in March 2018 in retaliation for Trump's tariff on steel and aluminum. So now you see why they exported a majority of their work and a majority of their jobs, all right? And it goes right back to this right here where it says, America's crippling debt. Every man, woman, and child owes Uncle Sam $220,000. Why? Because you need more money to pay back to who? England, which is the mother, all right? Which is the main bank, okay? But it says the higher debt. So the majority of this debt estimate includes corporate borrowings from corporations, consumer loans, along with debts being added by state and local governments. So majority is debt from who? The government and the corporations who are also funded by these governments, okay? So nonetheless, though, this is why America losing its grip on the nations. Not just alone, not just alone with their allies, but even with the heathen nations as well. Those who are against them. Iran, China, Russia, and all the other nations. So now let's go into this right here. Russia and China enjoying best trade and economic ties ever, says Putin. Now, I'm not going to read this whole article, but it's a point in here I wanted to pull out real quick to prove my point and what I'm saying. China's BRI mega project, commonly referred to as the New Silk Road, was announced 6 years ago by President, I think it's Xi Jinping. It covers 152 countries in Europe Asia, the Middle East, Latin America, and Africa, and expected to significantly boost global trade and cut trading costs by half for the countries involved. That's pretty much undermining America. So they go to show you that America, the mystery whore Babylon, is starting to lose its grip on all the nations, especially on the world's economy. All right. So now I'm going to go into Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 23. And what does it say? It says, "How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How is Babylon become a desolation among the nations?" Now what's happening right now is prophecy. This is unfolding right before our eyes. Salakia. It said, "How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken?" This is happening. All right. America's being broken down systematically. And it goes back to prophecy as well. It says, "How is Babylon become a desolation amongst the nations?" That's what's going to happen when them thermonuclear warheads hit, because America is losing its grip. So now all the other countries who used to do a lot of exporting to America, they're starting to find other financial avenues to where they can still sell their product, they can still export, because they're getting rid of the dollar. I just saw an article where it said that India has now joined the same race with China and Russia to intake and to increase their gold reserve, because they know that gold is a natural resource. It's like a conduit. It's a natural element compared to the petrodollar. So like, okay, the hell with that. So buy dollar, buy gold, like buy more gold. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's happening. That's what's occurring right now. So America losing its strength. Now, the reason why I brought this out, and also to prove that America's the mystery whore Babylon, look at the word hammer right here, okay? Think about this. America also tries to govern the world as its judge. Now let's go into the word gavel. Okay, it says a gavel. All right. So a gavel is a small ceremonial mallet, commonly made of hardwood, typically fashioned with a handle. It is used almost exclusively in the United States in legislatures and courts of law, but is used worldwide for auctions. A gavel can be used to call for attention or to punctuate rulings and proclamation. The word right there, rulings. And to proclaim, like Esau would say, we're going to rule you to be an enemy or a terrorist. We're going to rule you have weapons of mass destruction. And we're going to proclaim that we're going to come and subjugate your land. That's basically what they do. They try and rule the whole world. But they go back to Jeremiah 50 and 23. How was the hammer? I said the gavel. How was the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? Okay, which is America, the mystery whore Babylon. Now another word for gavel, because it says is a small ceremonial mallet. Let's go into the word mallet. Mallet. What it says right here: a hammer with a large, usually wooden head, used especially for hitting a chisel. So they go to show you that the hammer of the earth, the gavel of the earth, which is America, the mystery whore Babylon, is starting to fall. And another way to show that is that America is losing its grip on the nation, like I always say. This is on Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 5. Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine. That wine is a philosophy. You've gone mad. Like, oh, we're gonna put sanctions on you. Oh, we're gonna put an embargo on you. We're gonna cut your economic ties with you tripping. That's the philosophy and the mindset of Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, woman, and child. Yea, also because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth that home. And that's how you know America also goes back to ancient Rome, because they spread their army out so thin and so far that they think that their home base is safe. But America is going to be destroyed by thermonuclear warheads, understand? And he never's at home. Esau's always in somebody else's backyard, okay? Who enlarged his desire as hell, okay? Hell is a condition on earth, not a place you go to, and is at death. But like I just said, I pulled out I uploaded a video that said that 40,000 Venezuelans died because of U.S. sanctions. That's all they care about, man. They care about having all the natural resources and ruling the earth, because that's Esau's blessing. Going back to Genesis, the Lord told Isaac told Esau after Jacob got the blessing, he said you shall live by the sword, and your dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, meaning that they want to control the entire world. All right, and cannot be satisfied, but gather unto him all nations, and he put to him all people, and he done that with them. the petrodollar, but now they're getting rid of the petrodollar. They're losing their grip. So America is the mystery whore Babylon. Going back to Jeremiah 15:23, how was the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder? And another word for hammer is gavel, small ceremonial mallet. And going to the word mallet means hammer, and your mallet is used for what? It's used in a court of law. So America tries to govern the entire world, but they're losing their grip again. All right. Now this is Revelation chapter 18. Yeah, chapter 18, verse 1. And after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is falling. And America is falling right now, economically, all right? You only have to deal with morally. We already know America's been destroyed because of morality. It's fallen and it becomes a habitation of devils. Another word for devil, if you go to Latin word diablos, it means a slanderer or a liar. In America, Esau Edom will put lies on other countries, will slander them. Oh, they're using weapons of mass destruction. They're using chemical warfare against their own people. But then when it all boils down to it, and when the dust settles, whoa, there was never no weapons of mass destruction. They're not using chemical weapons against their own people. You really want their land because you want their natural resources, all right? In the hold of every foul spirit, oh my gosh, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. That's America. You can do whatever you want here. Here it is. They inaugurate the president on the Bible, but don't uphold any of the law. There's a whole chapter in Genesis, chapter 19, about them Lord destroying Sodom and Gomorrah and the 5 neighboring cities for homosexuality and bestiality. But here it is. They put laws for them. All right, so this go to show you America is really that mystery whore Babylon. And going back to Revelation, the 11th chapter, the 8th verse, if I'm not mistaken, saying that this city, which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt, because Sodom goes back to sodomizing, which a man having sex with another man in the anus, which is an exit, not an enter, is sodomy, all right, which was actually a felon before. Now they actually say two men can get married. And Egypt goes back to the first place where the Israelites were held captive. And here we are again today, the Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negro Latinos and Native Americans, you held captive again here in Egypt, which is America spiritually, all right? Look on the back of a dollar bill, you'll see a pyramid, all right? So now let's go down to Revelation 18 and 12. Because America is that merchant city. Matter of fact, I'm going to start at 11. And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth her merchandise anymore. Now, how is America this merchant city? Anything in your house that's made, anything that's made in your house, go and see where it's made at. It's going to say, made in China, made in Taiwan, made in Japan, made in India. If anything's made in America, it will say proudly made in America. Come on, but it's rarely anything made here in America. So America's that merchant city. What's a merchant? If you go to Walmart and buy you some milk, the merchandise was the milk, but who's the merchant? Walmart. So America is one big Walmart, because everything gets shipped here and sold here. That's why I don't know why people be killing for Jordans, paying $200 for a pair of shoes that are probably made for 40 cents, all right, in a sweatshop over there in China. You get what I'm saying? So nonetheless, though, America is that merchant city. Now let's go back down to verse 12. The merchandise of gold and silver, Salakia. The merchandise of gold and silver and precious stones, and of pearls and fine linen, and purple and silk and scarlet, and all thine wood, and all manner of vessels, ivory, and all manner of vessels of precious wood, and of brass and iron and marble. All this is imported to America. And cinnamon and odors and ointments and frankincense and wine and oil and fine flour and wheat and beasts and sheep and horses and chariots and slaves and souls of men. America got rich off of 400 years plus of free labor. Think about this, Walmart. If you're a Walmart employee and you've been working for that company for 400 plus years and they never paid you a dime, they making 100% profit, and then they're forcing you to work. That's what they did to us. America is that merchant city. Because when you go, why you think they call New York the Empire State? Okay, the New York Stock Exchange. When you think about stock, that's called cattle. That's why people who are docile and dumb, they call them sheeple. Because a sheep is a docile creature, really. So you think about the New York Stock Exchange, what was the first stock? The first stock was people. You so-called Negro Latinos and Native Americans, you were sold as cattle. That's why today they have something called bonds and stock. What's another word for a slave? a bondsman or a bondswoman. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68. Okay, so we was basically built the foundation of America off of what? Their slavery, which they put upon us. All right, so America's that merchant city, and guess what? It's being cut asunder and it's losing its grip on the entire world right now. And the Heavenly Father is going to make sure that this place be destroyed by thermonuclear fire. So going back into all these articles I read about the sanctions on Iran, all right, about the debt in America, all right, and about how Harley Davidson is exporting their jobs across seas because EU putting sanctions on Harley Davidson because of Trump dumbass gonna put tariffs on China when you get your imports of steel and aluminum from China. See, all this is systematically made so they can actually destroy the American dollar. They want to destroy the dollar so they can make this market a beast system. That's what it all really boils down to, all right? So this is not far-fetched because remember, the Heavenly Father ruleth in the kingdom of man. Matter of fact, before I close out, I'm going to pull that precept out, Salakia. Bear with me. I'm going to pull this precept out real quick just to go to prove that everything that's being orchestrated right, that's being orchestrated by the Heavenly Father. So don't think it's dumbfounded like, you're stupid. Why would you do that? Why would you put sanctions on your own allies? Well, it's been ordained by the Heavenly Father. The Heavenly Father wants these things to occur because he's actually destroying his kingdom like he did Egypt. Like he took down the Medo-Persian Empire. The Heavenly Father is the one that's controlling and orchestrating all these things that's here on earth. That's why there's no sense for man. Pride was not made for men. All right, you've been ordained to live your life according to the way the Heavenly Father wants you to live it. All right. Salakia, you know what? Salakia is not this chapter. Bear with me real quick. I think it's in the 7th chapter. I just want to prove a point real quick. Bear with me. All right, this is Daniel chapter 7. I believe it's 12. If I'm not mistaken. 12. Salakia. But nonetheless, you know, I can't find it right now. Salakia. But nonetheless, though, the Heavenly Father said He ruleth in the kingdom of man. I know it's in the book of Daniel. But before I close out, I do know I could pull this one out real quick in Proverbs. Because the king's heart, another word for king is what? Emperor, president, prime minister, whatever you want to call it. We know that that's a ruler over the people. Okay, Putin, Trump, what's his name? Kim Jong-un, Assad, Maduro, all of them are considered kings because they are rulers over their people. All right. So the fear of the king, Salakia. No, that's not it. I think it's Proverbs 21. Yeah, right here. Proverbs 21 and 1. I'm gonna close out after this one. It says the king's heart. Your heart is your mind, la'ab, that's the word in Hebrew. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. All right? Every way of a man is right in his own eyes, but the Lord pondereth the heart. So so the Heavenly Father is the one that ruleth in the kingdom of man. I wish I would have found that precept, but I'm not going to hold you too long. But nonetheless, though, all these things that are occurring here on earth is because of the Heavenly Father. So keep your eyes peeled. All right, always examine thyself and be circumspect. The water YAHAWASHI MILLSTONE by Hashem Kakadav, keeping the spirit edification upon me. I pray you was edified. Like I always say, man, ask for forgiveness, pray without ceasing, stay humble, remain diligent. Salaki YAHAWASHI MILLSTONE by Hashem Kakadash, Tam Yah, Palal Tam Yah, Lawan Kanai, Lawan Mahar. Shalom, peace and blessings.